Okay, we got it. Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Chit Chat. I am your host, Linda Medeiros. Today, my guest is going to be Karel, who is one of my classmates, and we are going to talk about the course we've been taking, Introduction to Accessible Media. Welcome to the show, Karel.
Well, Linda, thank you so much for inviting me to be your guest this week. Really happy to be here. Looking forward to answering questions. Give me your best shot.
Well, I'm glad you can come on the show today. Now, tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm 42 years young. I work currently at Mayfair Tennis and Racket Club. I'm a cleaner there. I've entered the same course you are because I'm looking to make a better life for myself financially, and just I'd like to have a job that isn't so much of a constant. It's a pretty toxic work atmosphere there, and I'd really like to work from home. I believe it or not, I'm fairly antisocial. I actually don't like people, so I'm trying to find a job where I don't have to deal with people as much face to face as the jobs I've traditionally had, where I'm very visible and very much in the public eye.
Yes. So how are you enjoying the course that Liz
It
was
has
teaching
really
us?
changed my life. In fact, this week I was really only able to accomplish, for the most part, fighting for a raise, fighting yesterday with the new boss coming in about schedules, because I actually, believed in myself, and this course has really helped build, my self-confidence. It's built it up. A few assignments, I've been taken down a few pegs because I thought that I knew more than I obviously did. So it's been a very humbling experience, and it's also really opened my eyes to a lot of my classmates who have a lot of disabilities that I don't have, and really trying to step out of my world and into theirs as much as one possibly can, given I don't share their disabilities. So I've also seen immense courage. People have really grown in our class. You're one of them, Linda. You started out, you really weren't all that, I guess, social or talkative, and you've really come out of your shell. Sean's another one. When we first started, he was really reserved. Now he feels confident in his own skin to, become a shot caller, speak out. I've seen Grace. Grace is another one. I realized that despite she's quiet because she's timid, but when she talks, what she has to say is very meaningful. Julia is another great example. When we were doing that mock interview, and I was actually there for the class, and Stephanie was giving her the rapid fire personality. She said, "Stop. Can you please slow down?" And I laughed, not because it was funny, but it was so genuine. It was so obvious she wanted to, listen and understand what she was being told so she could give good answers. She reminds me a lot of how I used to be. And, I've seen a lot of growth in her, all of my classmates. So in that case, I really feel that I've gotten, the people have given me more in this program than I've actually, given the program itself.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, did you enjoy taking the course when you first started?
I haven't enjoyed taking the course for one reason. I took it from work, and what my schedule was really meant I couldn't enjoy myself. I really haven't been able to learn as much about my classmates, participate in discussions, share ideas. And even when I'm in class, I tend to stay quiet for the most part. But
Yeah.
that's the only reason I haven't enjoyed this course, is because literally it feels like I'm on the computer, but somebody's got a gun to my head saying,
Oh
get
my
this done. That's
gosh.
why I'm so glad that, starting on Monday, I don't start until 2. So yeah, it's really late in the ball game, but and that's the only reason why I have not enjoyed taking this course. Is I would have preferred to take it where I could
Mm,
actually be myself and not, you know, just I'm constantly be hyper aware of my surroundings.
I understand. And how are you going to overcome the challenges like in the future?
Well, in the future, I don't think I'm ever going to do something like this again, unless
Mm-hmm.
it's one of these courses where you don't have to be there. In other words, they give you the assignment and they give you the, what you need to follow it, and you don't have to be there for class. In other words, you
Right.
can submit it on your own and you don't have to worry about that. That's something, I would definitely, seriously consider in the future. But this type of a program,
Mm-hmm.
while I'm working at the same time, because of my Asperger's, it's,
Right.
10 to 12-hour days for someone like me who's working in the public with filters you can't even begin to contemplate constantly on, is incredibly draining. And that's my
Mm-hmm.
only real regret for this course, as I said, is I didn't take it from where I could feel comfortable.
I understand. And what are your plans in the future?
Well, I thought I was going to go into closed captioning. I'm still really into that because my
Oh yeah.
strength is definitely writing. And,
Mm-hmm.
I eat, sleep, and breathe closed captioning with, all the stuff I watched. We'll have to see. I really want to go where the money is, but not to the point where I'm in another toxic environment just because I'm getting
Yeah.
paid, a lot of money and getting all types of perks. This is going to really be the last job in my life. I don't want to make the same decisions I've made in the past. So I think for the first time, in a very, very long time, I'm going to be, really careful and not just, despite the fact that I want to get, part of my language, the hell out of where I am now. I
Yeah.
don't want to go from the frying pan straight into the fire.
Yeah, I get that. So I know you're into writing. What do you plan to write? Do you plan to write a vlog or a novel?
Um, we have a lot of writers in my family. My father has
Oh yeah,
published
of
several
course.
books. I'm not looking, again, it's much easier for someone like me to be employed as opposed to go out on my own and start my own business.
Right.
Generally, I think, unless something happens, I would rather work for somebody so I don't have to worry about taxes and payrolls and,
Oh, of
whether or
course.
not I'm going to eat because work isn't coming in. I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to definitely look for a very stable, dull, and boring, predictable job in that sense. I don't want, obviously poop happens, but I don't want a job where I'm constantly worried about poop coming down the line in a stream. I need, for my own mental, I need predictability. I need structure. If I don't have
Yeah.
those two, I really flounder.
So, like you're saying, you're trying to look for a job that you enjoy and it's easy for you.
Well, okay. I don't like easy. Do you remember what I said about that podcast outline I submitted in class?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that was really shameful for me. I don't want easy. Easy is nice, but you don't learn and you don't really get challenged. I don't mind a little bit of easiness in my life, but too much
Mm-hmm.
and I feel guilty. It's like, I mean, I felt horrible on that assignment. Yeah, I scored really
Oh,
well on it, but I don't think I deserve the mark. I mean, I'm honest and it's detrimental sometimes, but that's the way I operate.
well, at least you know you're doing your best.
This time I am. I'm not. This PowerPoint presentation, let me tell you, Linda, I
Yes.
have watched the videos. I am putting a lot of care. I am not, what, as I said in class, the last minute, 20 minutes slapping something together and submitting that. I have actually taken quite a bit of care. Now, if you want, I can even show you my PowerPoint presentation.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let me just pull it up here. Just a second. Where are you? Okay, put you down. Open up you. Okay. Okay, that's my niece in the background. I'm also helping my parents with babysitting chores this weekend.
That's
Okay, so here is my PowerPoint presentation.
That's so cool. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Wow.
And that's it.
Oh, that's really amazing.
So
you really love Lego.
Yeah, and I actually got that from my mom. My father builds models, train models. So,
That's cool.
it's a family thing, and Lego really saved me during the pandemic. If I hadn't had that, sitting around, as for months and months and months on end, worrying about, being around people, even though I hate people and don't being, and, really enjoyed it at first, after a while, even I started, hungering for human contact. And Lego really ultimately saved me from myself, because when you're as intelligent as I am and your brain is idle for that long, that's when you start doing stupid, bad stuff. So Lego really saved me in that regard. It gave me something to do. It gave me purpose. And I felt really proud of myself whenever I, finished building something. So I had the presentation was difficult for me because I had so many things to choose from. That I, took me the longest, was figuring out what I was going to do.
Right. Do you believe that this course can help you plan for your future?
Well, that's what I'm hoping. I mean, I hope to God we don't get to the end of this, through both the course and the program, and I find out that I can only get a job that pays a little bit more than the job I have now. That's my biggest fear. It's very much unfounded, but you got to understand about me. I am very paranoid about certain things, and just because I have been through so much, I am. You ever heard the term gun shy?
Gun shy.
Yes.
I think so.
Okay, so what gun shy means is I've had so many negative experiences that, I'm not as quick to draw my gun and shoot as I used to be. I know it's an obscure analogy, and I'm full of those. So I am sorry if, I'm using analogies or terminology. Let me know if you don't understand, because as I say, I use a lot, my vernacular, the way I talk is very different than most people.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like you want to turn into something positive.
Yes, I lived most of my life in the negative. Now I'm trying to be, as I said, with this group that we're in, I don't want to focus on the negative aspects of disabilities. I don't want to focus on the negative aspects of life. In fact, I don't even like the word disability.
Yeah. So were those one of the challenges that you have to go through, like the negativity? Did you have to go through those challenges before taking the course?
In what? Okay, the only negativity in my life before I took this course really was I'm in a dead end job with no place to go, and they treat their employees, part of my language, like shit. They hire mostly immigrants and they exploit them. And that's why this week was so tiring for me, because I actually called all the head honchos on that and literally sat them down and said, you guys are full of shit and I'm not going to put up with it. And let me tell you, when you tell that to the big boss, that's scary. That's
Oh, yeah.
terrifying, because I honestly was sure that I was not going to have a job at the end of my meeting with these people. I was brutally honest, and for whatever reason, I managed to scrape through. But that is not something that, yeah, it was pretty nerve-wracking. So that's, other than the job, this course, the hardest thing for me in this course is keeping my patience with everyone. And as I said the other day, not, I have impossibly unhealthy standards set for myself. And I've got to realize that I shouldn't be projecting those standards onto my classmates, especially in an environment and setting such as this, where people are all struggling with their own various disabilities. So
Yeah.
that's been the really challenging thing. I spoke with Kathy Bell and apologized to her, because out of everyone, she was definitely the recipient more often than not of, my impatience, my displeasure. I know she means well, and she's just trying to find her way. And I just needed to get over myself and get over,
Yeah,
it, and just realize she's a good person and she's just, trying to figure out her way.
exactly. And do you have any advice? Do you have any advice for anyone that's going through any challenges?
Just the only advice I can give, if you're in a course like this, and what I've done and what I never did before this course, Linda, in all of
Yeah.
my life and all of my other schooling, and I'm from the bottom of my heart, is turn to your classmates. I've always, before this program, believe it or not, I've been a loner, do everything on my own. I don't like group work. I don't like working with other people because I've had so many bad experiences. This course and my classmates really, help change it around. So the advice I would give is turn to your classmates. As hard as it is, especially if you're like me and you have a lot of pride and you just want to get stuff done, you know, it's better sometimes to ask for help. That would be my advice.
Of course. Don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
I also have a psychiatrist who, I also turn to for help. And again, that's another thing. If you need help, going to a psychiatrist should be no different than going to your doctor for a checkup. Everyone should have one. It doesn't mean that you're messed up or you have issues, but it's always nice and good to have someone you can talk to who is completely impartial and is, just there to listen and advise. Those are my two strongest pieces of advice.
Well, I like that advice, because a lot of people, they want to succeed in life.
I want all my classmates in this course to succeed. And I'm so happy and proud that, of you and your podcast this week, of this interview. You've got a natural talent for interviewing people, Linda.
Well, thank you.
And if you go this way, I think you could really, really pull it off without too much of a sweat and with ease, Linda. I really do.
Well, thank you for the compliment. So, yeah. And did you experience anything good in the course?
Yeah, I got to meet a lot of great people. As I said, I built my self-confidence. I just met a really great group of people. I mean, I don't really know how much more I can say that without repeating myself. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Good people, really good people.
Oh, yes. And we get along with everyone. Like, some of the assignments, to be honest, some I find a little challenging and some were not so bad.
Yeah, I mean, the two that really threw me were the podcast pitch and the first closed captioning assignment. I completely bombed that. And
yeah, I know.
As I said, the growth, and not only in myself, but I've seen it my other classmates, does the heart good.
Yeah. And do you recommend anybody to take this course?
Yeah, if you're disabled, or even if you're not disabled and want to make the world a better place for people who are disabled, or who have challenges, or even if you just want to educate yourself on part of the world community that most people, generally don't stop and think, take this course.
Mhm. Yeah, I would recommend it too, because it will teach you lots of things that you never knew about. When I took the
Absolutely.
course, I didn't know we can make things accessible.
Yeah, that was a new one for me. And I finally realized about 2 weeks into the course that my computer actually has a screen reader. So, that's been really good. So I could, get a perspective on life, through that particular way.
And were any of the facilitators good with you? I'm pretty sure Stephanie was good, and Jennifer and Liz, Allie.
The only one I kind of have a problem with was Allie, and that's only because for the podcast assignments, I didn't have the video and I asked for help and there was radio silence. Other than that, I can tell that Jennifer's a pro at this. It's obvious to me that she's done this thousands of times.
Oh,
And she
yeah.
could conduct, a class in her sleep. Liz and the others, they're not as polished and they are definitely disorganized once or twice to the point where I've become concerned, but they're trying their best and they're trying to help us. I can see that, which is why, I don't make too much noise. I would have liked to have our mentors given to us this week because we were told last week that was going to happen, but as I said, they're trying their best. So, as long as everything gets done and, we get good jobs out of this, I'm not going to complain too much.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I really enjoy this course. Like, I wish it wouldn't end. I wish it was longer because, I like to learn new things.
Well, they're offering a much longer course probably for free too after this. It's an 8-month course.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to do that for obvious reasons. I would have liked to, but, short of winning the lottery, I got to work. And as I said before, I'm not mentally built to do this. It's just too much for me right now. I thought I could, but I'm glad this course is only 14 weeks because if it was anything longer, I don't know if I'd be able to make it through.
Well, at least you're being honest about it.
I would like to, but.
Yeah. So you're trying to do something that you believe in. You got to believe in yourself.
Now, if I was in Kaylee's shoes, I'm kind of jelly of her. I would definitely be doing what she's doing and, taking more courses. If I was, younger and, didn't have to worry about work, I would absolutely be pursuing this to the absolute nth degree. But
right.
As you get older, you got to start adulting, and adulting isn't always fun.
Yeah. But you're doing your best. You're doing your best to stay positive, and you just got to fight for what you believe in.
Yep. In any event, I'm sorry, Linda, but I'm going to have to cut this short. It's been a crazy weekend, and I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for interviewing me, for letting me be on your show.
Well, thank you for coming.
You've got a natural pattern with people. I really suggest that you think about pursuing this as a honest to God profession. I really do.
Oh, I'm going to keep fighting.
And I think you got the skills.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
No problem. I will see you all this week. Thursday, had the dentist, couldn't really get out of that. Didn't want to be there, but I will see you next week. Linda, you have a lovely weekend, and thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye-bye.